You can see it. It's the Betfred Derby Festival, two of the biggest days of the racing flat calendar. Cannot wait for it to get underway. We're going to preview the big Betfred sponsor classics, the Derby, the Oaks. We've got the Coronation Cup to look forward to, another Group 1, some cracking handicaps, 2 days of brilliant racing, and I've got a special panel, as you can see. Now, you all know Joel. We'll come to him last, shall we? We've also got a very special Betfred Derby winning jockey, Martin Dwyer, who 20 years ago won the great race on Sir Percy.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it's been 20 years, Matt. Where's that time gone? I was only 7 when I rode him.
Yeah, looking fresh-faced. Looking forward to this week?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's the best meeting of the flat calendar, the Epsom Derby meeting. It's just brilliant. It's just high-class racing. And I know we have a few less runners in the Betfred Derby this year, but there's a lot of class and a lot of talent.
It certainly is. And you can see also here, we've got Stephen Derby. She does more miles than an Uber driver getting to the races. Stephen, coming down to Epsom this weekend, how excited are you?
Oh, very excited. Very excited. It's even better than going to Hexham, isn't it?
How many courses have you got left to do?
I've done them all 4 times.
Right, let's get stuck into that. Oh, and Joel, of course. Joel is with us, as always. Looking dapper.
Well, you should see what I'm wearing underneath. I've only got a jacket. I'm actually fully naked from down there. I won't stand up for you this week.
It's like a COVID newsreader. How excited are you for this week?
Dead good. I mean, I think if you go back to, what was it? Is it 30 years ago, 31 years ago, when it used to be on a Wednesday? There used to be 2 things in my Scarborough household where everyone got round to watch, 3 actually, the Grand National, the Derby, and the FA Cup on a Wednesday. And this year, they are putting a lot of money into it, aren't they? They're really promoting it. After last year looked pathetic. I used to love watching it on the TV and just seeing, the buses, the open top buses, the cigar smoke everywhere. I think I went about 1997, something like that, when the movie was Saturday, and it was just proper old school, whispers, and you get what you want on and everything, and hopefully bring some of that back this year.
So I'm really looking at, so I can see the racecourse is right beside me on my hotel window at present. It's been a bit damp, but I mean, it's a brilliant course. It's a fascinating course, a unique course. Martin, you've ridden around it. Just tell us about the uniqueness of Epsom and the contours, the climb, the fall.
There's no track like it in the world, and it's very hard to have winners there, and that's what makes it special. And I think that's why the Derby belongs at Epsom. It's a very unique track. I'm lucky enough to be one of the few jockeys who's won all 3 of the Group 1 races around there. But I mean, to sum it up, I remember a couple of American jockeys coming over a few years ago. I think Frankie was injured, and a few of the American jockeys come over, and one of them walked the track and just came in shaking his head. He just couldn't believe it. It's just incredible. You know, the 1.5 miles round Epsom is a real test of a horse, especially 3-year-olds. Test of a jockey. You need a bit of everything. You need stamina, you need pace, you need a tough horse, and it is a really difficult place to ride, and more things can go wrong than go right around Epsom. That's what makes it very unique.
And now, Stephen, obviously we're used to seeing you in some of the local tracks and obviously the smaller tracks. What's it mean to you for these big days?
Oh, I love that. I love the big days. I mean, you go to Epsom, and it's one of the TV doesn't do it justice, because you look and you think, oh my God, and they rise from the Derby start and they come down. I mean, that's why the Derby's special, isn't it? It's completely unique. We'll get this out of the way. I back Dragon Dancer, Martin, so thank you very much for that one.
Oh, sorry, mate. Well, Frankie always says to me, I was lucky he wasn't riding Halaback, or he'd have beat me.
It was some finish, wasn't it? Those 3 going to the line. Weather, that's been obviously the big talking point this week. 33 millimetres and thunderstorms on Monday. It's easing a little bit. Those horses with a soft ground form and pedigree coming to the fore, Joel.
Yeah, I think, as you know, SD likes to put up an anti-post 2 or 3 weeks beforehand. But I did hear him say that he was going to save it till the day. There's a lot of these unproven on the that they are going to go with good, aren't they? And then 3 races in, good to soft. It's going to happen, because that always happens. Will it throw up a rag? It might do. Normally, I love an anti-post bet. This time, I'm just waiting. Also, we don't know what's really going to be pulled out as well on the day, because some of these expensive horses especially, you know, one of the O'Brien ones has gone astray already at the meeting. We'll just wait and see if anything else gets pulled out.
Yep, certainly will. I mean, just going back to the course, I ask anybody, go up to that 6 furlong point at the top of the hill and just see the drop down to where the stands are. Don't forget, there's a little rise to the stands as well. It is, I mean, you're on horseback, Martin, going around there at 35, 40 mile an hour. I mean, from that 6 furlong point to the drop, is it the height of Nelson's Column? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, from the starting point, the stall's a mile and a half start, you climb gradually, and when you get to the very highest point of the course, it is as high as Nelson's Column from the stall. So it's hard work the first half mile to get there, and then when you turn round at the top, as you say, from the 6 furlong start, it's all downhill then, and some horses don't like running downhill. Well, you know, have you seen that place in where is it, where they roll the cheese down the hill and all chase after it? It can be like that. If you go down the hill and your horse isn't acting, it can be a horrible place, and some horses just, it frightens them. And as a jockey, you have to kind of take your medicine, and you have to sacrifice ground and hold on to the horse's head to keep it balanced, and then you turn in, and then, as you say, it slightly rises to the winning post, and you've got the camber. And going back to the ground conditions, it is going to be soft. It's just a matter of how soft. And you are going to need a horse with enough stamina to see out the mile and a half. There's a lot of untruth spoken about Epsom. I've heard people say before, you don't need to stay a mile and a half to win the Derby. Absolute nonsense. You do, because a lot of it's downhill, but most of it's uphill as well.
I was going to say, Martin, I know you won't say this, but like 20 years ago, when you won on Sir Percy, and you got the flat ride of the year, didn't you, the Leicesters, which is great. The Sir Percy route, that's what it's called now, isn't it? When you see anybody go up the inside rail, it is 20 years on the Sir Percy route, and you see them year after year after year. And I can imagine you either watching it at the track or watching it at home, going, "You should have gone the Sir Percy route."
Well, Adam Kirby did it on Adayar, didn't he, 2021? But yeah,
brilliant.
He was brilliant, and Kieran Fallon always went the inside. Listen, the best way to win races is to go the shortest way. And, you know, going back to that 20 years ago, I was faced with a decision in the last furlong. I was really making ground up, and it was either go around and be an unlucky placed horse, or it was all or nothing. I went for, went inside, going up. I think that's why I got Rider of the Year, because I took a chance going up Johnny Murtagh's inside, but I knew he was on fresh air. Dylan Thomas had nothing left. He'd gone quick in front. So, yeah, fortunately, it worked out for me, but it's kind of the brave man's route, and you've got to know that, the trainer and the owner have got your back if it doesn't come off. But sometimes you just need to have that do or die attitude.
Does that make you feel better,
Martin,
Stephen?
if it keeps raining and raining and raining, what chance it comes stand side?
I knew you were going to ask that. No, not in a million years. Have you ever seen a Derby where they come stand side? It doesn't happen. But on Oaks Day, they have the inside rail is quite far out. So when you turn into the straight on Oaks Day, you're kind of halfway to the stands rail anyway. So a lot of time you cross the stands rail on Oaks Day, but when they remove that inside rail, the Derby is normally fresh ground by then. So to sacrifice all that ground going up the camber to the stands rail, you're better off to stay on the inside. Even though it's soft ground, it's fresh ground, so it won't be churned up too much. So I've never seen a Derby where they come over, and I think it's very unlikely we will do.
Interesting point there. I say we've seen it come over in the Oaks, but you're right. That rail, what is it, about 3 meters? The inside strip. Right, let's just look into it then. Let's just give a bit of housekeeping first of all, of course. We are bettors guaranteed online and in our shops for the Betfred Derby Festival. Also have a bet on the first race online on Betfred.com on the Betfred Oaks Day and the Betfred Derby Day on the opener, and you get a free bet as well for the rest of the card. We'll have some turbo boosts. Right, the Betfred Derby, then the 247th run-in, the 4th year of Betfred sponsorship. Myself and Martin Dwyer at the draw this morning, and no real shocks, no real worries. Really, obviously, those stall 2 and 11 were the ones that everyone was looking at because they never won. And obviously, stall 10 went to Ancient Egypt. Do you think sort of an each way squeak, Martin?
Yeah, he's definitely my each way play. I was quite impressed with him. I was at Newmarket when Ancient Egypt won. That was at the 1st of May. That was a 1.25 mile listed race. And he was quite a big horse. He's got a lovely pedigree. He's by Frankel. The Dam is a sister to Midday, who's a 1.5 mile Group 1 winner. She was actually second in the Oaks. Massive big horse. He looked weak and he still won. And then he galloped around the track a couple of days ago and he looked like he put a lot of weight on and condition. I think is he 14 to 1, 16 to 1? I think he's got a massive each way chance. He looks like he'll go on any ground, and he's been round the course, and I was impressed with his win. And I think he's definitely got an each way chance. And Lucky 10, the draw 10, has been a really successful draw over the years.
Yeah, certainly has. And Charlie Johnson was there. He galloped him at Gallops. He was a little bit worried about the rain. Just says he preferred to be top of the ground. He was concerned about the rain, but like I say, he handled the track beautifully on Gallops morning. Stephen, what wins the Betfred Derby?
I think it depends on how much rain falls. I mean, Martin will tell you, Epsom does drain well. I think in a good ground derby, Benvenuto Cellini would win. I've backed Bay of Brilliance each way at a big price. I think he can overturn the form with Maltese Cross, who doesn't have the ideal draw in one. So that's the way I just want to play it for the moment. But if it dried out on the day, you could back Benvenuto Cellini because he's such a, it was firm at Chester. I don't care what they say. The Times told you it was firm. And I think this horse is better on better ground.
Yeah, taking the Lambourne route, of course, winning that Killarney Maiden, the Chester Vase, and then onto here, could lightning strike twice. Yeah, Benvenuto Cellini, I know you're a fan of that as well, aren't you, Martin?
Yeah, I was at Chester when he won, and Stephen, you are right, it was fast ground. But equally, his form on soft ground is as good as anyone else's. I know he won his maiden in Killarney like Lambourne did on very soft ground, but he was third, and some people thought it was disappointing when he was favourite for the Futurity Stakes at Doncaster last October. That was on very heavy ground, but he was still only beaten 2.5 lengths by Hawk Mountain, who was second in the French Derby of last week. So that his run in the Futurity on heavy ground for me is still as good a form or better than anything else in the race on soft ground. And the ground on Saturday will not be anywhere near as bad as it was at Doncaster in October. So I think I'm a believer in Benvenuto Cellini. Might be better on faster ground, but I think his form on soft and heavy is as good or better than anything else in the race as well.
Okay, Joel, thoughts?
I sort of agree with you both, to be fair. I mean, I just thought that the favourite, I will pronounce it, but I'll just mangle it. I thought the favourite was pretty strong. I think it'll be the best horse in the race by a very long way. Out to lose 4.3 million guineas from Ammo Racing on poker is beyond me. And the one that only cost a mil was Ancient Egypt, which was my one. I can't see out the first three. I put here improving on soft ground. Martin believes it'll go. Everything's been on good to firm. So that'll be a main bet each way on Ancient Egypt. The one I really don't like, and I've heard loads of people putting this up, is Item. The horse just doesn't look like it's going to stay. I think it's going to be a case of Colin Keane's got to have the arse in the air, 2.5 out or whatever, and we'll find absolutely nothing. Start rolling around, and that'll be it. So I don't like Item. I do like the favourite, but it's too short for me. So Ancient Egypt for Charlie Johnson and David Egan. Okay,
14 declared. It's 150 to 1, bar 9 of them. We've had some surprises. Gloria Waits, Khalifa has as well, both by the green team. But there's always something that sneaks at a massive price. Anything of these big outsiders, huge outsiders, you can see outrunning their odds? Any of you?
A Taste of Glory. See Spencer's booked. I mean, you know what's going to happen. He's going to miss the break, sit out the back. Speaking of arse in the air, and him try and pick up the pieces. I mean, look, I can't, I think it's a lottery, the rest of those, going through them all. I mean, there's fancy price tags, there's fancy breeding. But there's nothing that I'd look at. I'm quite happy with me 16 to 1. I mean, I don't know if there's anything out there that you go, there's a couple of social runners, as always, in there, but, something's going to come into second or third place.
Okay. Gents,
she must love a party, Julie Wood. She has one every year, doesn't she? She must absolutely love it.
Yeah, this one hopefully will get around as well, because obviously Voyage never did a couple of years ago. I'm going to stick with Pierre Bernard. Listen to the master. He didn't let us down. City of Troy, he said, will come good. Auguste Rodin, he said, will come good after people stop believing. and he's still not discounted. Pierre Bernard, the rain will suit as well. Christophe Soumillon booked. Beautiful stall. Actually, between us, I think we've got stalls 8, 9, 10, and 12. So is the draw? I mean, the draw is Andrew Cuba does say he can win from anywhere, Martin. But how significant is the draw?
I think with 14 runners, and to be honest with you, the horses at the outsiders look pretty poor. They're not going to hardly get involved. So the only danger is getting stuck behind a bad horse. I don't think the draw is going to have a big impact on this race. Maybe the jockeys that might worry a little bit are Tom Marquand on Maltese Cross, drawn in 1. That's not a great draw, and he's going to be looking at what the Ballydoyle team are doing. He's going to want to try and get a good position, and I don't know what the Ballydoyle team will have planned. Nobody will know till 4 o'clock. But they could well have action making a run in. Christmas Day drawn 5. He might be trying to get across and get in the way of possibly Maltese Cross. And what else? Bay of Brilliance is drawn out in 9. He should be all right. I don't think the draw will have an impact. Just maybe Item and Maltese Cross drawn in them low draws. Those jockeys have got a few decisions to make, and they're going to have to get things right earlier. Just on Item, I was talking to Jason Watson earlier. He was at the Derby draw, and he was over in Italy yesterday. He won the Italian Derby for Andrew Baldwin. I asked him about Item. He hasn't ridden him in a race, but he's ridden in work. And I said, will he go on soft ground? He said no. And he was quite categoric about that. Yeah. So whether he's right or not, he's ridden the horse work and he's an experienced jockey. So that's just something to think about.
Yeah.
And he took a grip at York as well, didn't he?
He did actually.
Not ideal.
No.
Yeah, it was the first one. It was the first one off my list. Just I didn't like it to stay for me, so that's that. And then the ground is concerned. So second in the market. I mean, yeah, I think that's 2 negatives, which is great. Anybody else, huge prices on back in sitting on lovely anti-post tickets and won't go on the ground, won't stay.
So we've got them beat between us. We know what's going to happen now, don't we?
100%.
Yeah, how far?
Yeah.
How far? Name your distance. Right, let's move on to the Fillies Classic and the Betfred Oaks, the feature on a Friday. 9 go to post, 3 for Aidan O'Brien, 3 for Rafe Beckett, Jonathan Thady Gosden, Charlie Johnson, Joseph O'Brien. It's a cracking lineup. We will start with you again, Martin. Obviously, you've won a Betfred Oaks as well. Just recount that one for us.
Yeah, that was Casual Luck. That was Andrew Baldwin's first season training. He took over from his father. I rode Casual Luck in the Guineas, and she ran an absolute blinder, outplaced, and really stayed on. And then we, full tilt aimed her for the Oaks, and fortunately it all came off. She travelled well, and it was a great win for both of us, both myself and Andrew. Really launched our career. And you know what? I've always thought I rode her in the Oaks. I think it was 4th or 5th, but she crossed the line and was still going over the heath in the Guineas. And I came back and said to Andrew, 1.5 miles, we've got to go to the Oaks. And I've always thought that a Guineas is as good a trial for an Oaks and a Derby as any. And that's why my selection each way is Venetian Lace, who was staying on stoutly to finish 3rd in 1,000 Guineas. And straight away, Charlie Johnson did say, I'm aiming it for the Oaks. And it's a nice time gap between races as well for a filly to mature. She's going to want this distance. She's by Massar, who won the Derby, and the Dan won over 1.25 miles. I think she's overpriced. I really do.
It's an interesting one. I was going to throw this out to you because she's 3 times the price of Legacy Link, who she was finished ahead of course, in the Fillies Mile. And now she's finished 3rd in a Classic. Where would you put finishing 3rd in a Classic as opposed to winning a Musidora in terms of a form guide for this?
I know that I don't get it, whether because the Musidora is a sexy race as a trial for this. I wasn't really over impressed with Legacy Link. I thought she did it okay and she could well improve. But yeah, when you compare the prices, I think Venetian Lace, I really think she's got a better chance. I fancy her more than Legacy Link.
Okay. Stephen?
I've been back in Sugar Island all week at absolutely massive prices, and I'm not inclined to change my mind, to be honest. Look, she's already got a verdict on over Thundering On. Look, there's a chance she'll be used as a pacemaker, but she goes on softish ground, And you also know that she's got a bit of class and she's trained by a master. So, I mean, I'm on at all rates from 100s downwards, so I'm quite happy with where I am.
Sits nicely then with those tickets, and has been nibbled at since Dex as well this morning. Joel?
Well, I think if you're looking at Legacy Link, I'm going the other one. Kesara, it was third in that race. It was at York, wasn't it? I backed this at 20-1. I just thought the horse was overpriced. I'm not sure if she'll be good enough, but at the same time, the two were battling up front, and she was staying on and staying on and staying on. You know, I've never ridden a horse in a race, but I've watched plenty of races, and I'm going, oh, this further distance absolutely suits us a bit. You know, without going down the route of Rafe Beckett, he's brilliant with fillies and mares. He's, you know, I do think he's brilliant at this. And I thought Kesara, I don't know what price now, was 20s earlier in the week. If she handles, if she handles the track, I'm quite happy to do me little each way double between the Oaks and the Derby at 16s and 16s. And Martin's got a Charlie Johnson each way double going as well.
Yeah. That sounds good to me.
None of us mentioned the favourite. What's the negatives?
Blinkers. I don't like blinkers in classics.
Blinkers and a hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it worked at Chester.
Did.
I've no negatives.
Blinkers to a hood to slow her down and the blinkers to speed her up.
I know. I was quite surprised. I was there at Epsom when she won, and she looked great, and it did the job. It is a bit bizarre, but he remains with the headgear, and I don't think there's any real negatives to her. I just think at a price, Venetian Lace is too big and certainly worth an each way. But Amelia Earhart, yeah, I think she's the worthy favourite. She was really good at Chester, and she'll go on the ground too. She won a maiden at Leopardstown by 7 lengths in October on very, very soft winter ground. And you know, Minnie Hawk won this last year, won the Cheshire Oaks, and Amelia Earhart taking the same route. So she deserves to be favourite in my opinion. I'm not worried about the headgear. They use it in America all the time, and you know, doesn't seem to worry. We got a bit funny about it over here. I don't know why. So I don't think it won't stop her winning, and she seems to work for Chester.
It's funny if I'm mad thinking Ella Prashane gets closer or even can surpass her on that Chester. She's huge, Ella Prashane. She's absolutely massive. She's won on soft ground. There was only a second start. I thought she's a knocking each way bet. Rafe Beckett knows what it takes. Well, I'm not discounting his other one On Message either, who's rapidly improving. Was probably a little bit unlucky at Goodwood and has won at Epsom as well. So hey, we're all going for nice big prices, and we're shunning the favourites of both the Betfred sponsored classics. What about the Coronation Cup? We're just talking before Dex here. Obviously, we've got last year's winner, Jan Bruegel. We've got last year's Betfred Derby hero, Lambourne. And then we've got Calandagan as well. Obviously, he probably should have won this last year, Stephen?
Yeah, probably should have won. I mean, it was a masterful ride, wasn't it, on Jan Bruegel last year. It's an impossible race to bet in at this stage because you don't know if Calandagan's going to run. I think they're a bit soft if they don't run, to be honest. You know, I think there's unfinished business with Jan Bruegel on this last year. I think Calandagan's the best horse in the race, and I think if he does run, he'll be, what do you reckon, a shade of odds on?
It could be,
something
sure.
Like that. I mean, Lambourne just didn't look that into it at Chester. I mean, I know he won, but he was given a masterful ride by Ryan. So it's hard to put something up at this stage. If Calandagan doesn't run, I think Jan Bruegel will win. It wouldn't completely surprise me if See the Fire run a race at a huge price, but I wait till the day. I think that's the message.
Okay, Joel.
Yeah, I really like Calandagan if he runs. I mean, you know, I'm not really bothered about French racing, but the TV's on all the time, and it's got, you know, Sky Sports Racing or Racing TV on, and you just keep seeing what a great season it's been for Francis Henry Graffard and all that, and just going through the roll call of, like, you know, Dubai, Shima Classic. You won that, did you, Martin?
Yeah.
Japan Cup. What else? King George, Queen Elizabeth, Puy de Saint-Cloud. Was he comfortable on the ground last year? Not sure. Mikel Barcelona got a little bit, a few pelters for the ride. I don't really buy into that, and it's always good to have a pop at a French jockey. That is the rules, isn't it? Did nothing wrong. I think it was outstayed last year and a fantastic ride on the winner. But this year, I do think it's the best horse in the race. If the horse goes, I think it just wins.
Martin?
Well, there's talk about Clarendon not running. Why wouldn't they run? He's a gelding. And Betfred are putting £1 million for the race. I mean, that annoys me. When I won it 5 years ago, you didn't put that money up. But
we'd love to, but it is Kilmore who's putting it up. Have an argument with them.
Oh yeah, of course it is. But anyway, they've put the money up. They're going to run him surely, and he's a better horse this year than he was last year. He won the Japan Cup like going away. He won a Shima Classic in March. He's won his last 5 Group 1 races. He was beaten in this last year by a pure masterful ride from Ryan Moore in front. It was a small field. There's going to be more runners in here, and the likes of Bay City Roller's going to be keeping the pace honest. He's my outside play, 20-1 in some places. Bay City Roller, he was a winner. He won a Group 1 on soft ground in Munich last year, really soft ground. He was only a neck behind Lamborn at Chester. He's too big a price. I think he's an each way play. But if Calandagan runs, he wins. Simple as. Okay,
right. There's the 3 Group 1s covered. Let's just rattle through Friday's card first of all. Anything else in the handicaps with other races on Fridays, the shoulder races, that you want to flag up, gents? Joel, go first.
Yeah, where's Persica going?
Persica.
Yeah. 2:40 Friday.
Running the Diomed.
Yeah.
Runs Friday.
Yeah, I looked at this purely because we know the horse handles the track. 24 won that handicap over 1 mile 2, and last year won this race as well. Again, we've given Ryan his props today, so we'll stop that. But it was a Jamie Spencer style last to first ride. It was brilliant, and has been back from 3 since about 9 to 4, I think. And that would be a not massively short, but that'd be probably a banker of the Friday for me.
Yeah, he's on my list as well. See 2 from 2 at Epsom. SD.
He's on my list as well because I think the race is absolutely made for him. Couple of others on Friday. I thought Nana's Shadow is made for the 3-year-old dash. They put Murphy on. I thought that was interesting for Katie Scott and should go well. And there's one other price in the woodcut. And I'll just try and find it now for you because it is called Our Dad Steve. I thought it was a massive eye catcher at Yarmouth, this horse. And I can see a lot better here. And Eve does like the woodcut. So
has it really come to this, Stephen? Has it really come to this now where you're picking names? You are picking names, Mike.
I'm picking my own name. Yeah. Have a look at the Yarmouth run back. It'd have more traffic than the M25 on a Friday.
That's really frustrating. I looked at Nana's Shadow because she had one Nana's Impact in the race last year, I think it was, wasn't it? Which isn't actually related. But that's interesting. She's got a brother in 15. I thought if could bag the rail as well. And Ardar Steve, she's gone finished business, Steve Johnson Norton, after Havana Hurricane last year. But she did win this. She won this on a couple of occasions. And again, Ardar Steve was certainly on my list. We seem to be all agreeing on the shoulder races. Martin, anything else?
I'll just say one thing. If our dad Steve wins the woodcock from stall 14, I will wear a Liverpool shirt the next time we do this.
Yes.
Now that is not easy for me to say.
Well, do you know what? I'll wear a Liverpool shirt and a Man City shirt if our dad wins a woodcock. What are you doing, Matt? Matt will not eat any Greggs for a week.
Whoa. Hang on a minute.
I think to win the woodcock from 14, especially on your second start, it's a massive ask. That's 6 furlong start on a angle into that turn. I promise you, it is a really difficult race to ride in or to get any kind of position from a wide draw. You have to really empty out the petrol tank to get there, or take your medicine and drop in and ride for luck, it's too much of an ask for me. I see where he's coming from. It was a great run last time, and it also got ability, but it wouldn't be a bet for me from that draw. But I have got a fancy in that race at a big price, and Joel will know. He'll relate to the name of this horse, being a Man U fan. It's called Our Last Hope, trained by Tony Coyle and Kane Woods. Now, this horse has had 3 runs. He hasn't won yet. He was second to Adonis, who's unbeaten in 3 at Musselburgh. And then he was third at York in a really good novice 3 weeks ago. They were 2 solid runs. And he's drawn in stall. He's run in stall 5.
Yeah.
Colin Keane was booked days ago.
That's the eye catcher, isn't it?
16 to 1. I followed this. I really think Adonis, who beat him at Musselburgh, beat him a neck. He went and won at Chester very easily. Rebecca Menzies trains it, and Adonis, I think, is going to go to Royal Ascot. Our Last Hope, if he was trained by a more fashionable training outfit, he'd be a much shorter price. I think he's a pretty good horse, and the booking of Colin Keane is definitely noteworthy. On a day where he's riding favourites in the classics, you don't take rides in 2-year-old races like the Woodcock unless they're pretty good.
That's an interesting shout. Took the eye, Colin Keane, right? Taking the ride, that is for sure. A couple others I mentioned, Richard and Peter Fahey just did a little bit of form, haven't they? Jamie Spencer and I catch him ride on Bragg, born inspiring form figures. I thought that was interesting booking. And, well, again, I know the draw's not great. 7 films in the last, but if any horse can overcome any draw at Epsom, it's Ross Collin, isn't it? Won this race twice before. Loves a bit of dig in the ground as well. He's actually £4 lower than when he's won this before. So even at the age of 8, I'm sure this has been a target for the shrewd horse watchers as well. Anything else on the Friday card, gents, that we haven't mentioned?
I don't know. I'd love to get your thoughts on She's Perfect for the Basher Watt syndicate. We all know what happened in France with the DQ and everything like that. I mean, he's taken it a lot better than I would have done. I'd have still been kicking off now, protesting outside there for what is it, 300 grand or whatever it is. And then went to France again, didn't really perform, then was out for the rest of the season. And he has been quite open, probably a little bit too open about what he's been saying about, you're watching this, so you know how the game works. But he has been using the language of, look, the first run of the season, if we wanted to win, we probably could have won, but wasn't the day. And that's what he said. He's pretty confident, just depending on if she's perfect. if she's back to her very best, because the ability's there, and the run back was absolutely fantastic.
I mean, it was backed up by the betting last time. I mean, she drifted like an absolute barge pole.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think I was one of the few people who thought that She's Perfect probably should have had that race taken off her in France.
Why? You're such a party pooper. Why?
Because I don't think the best horse was first past the post.
Oh, you're like one of these American rules, isn't it? Or Australians, where you just brush past something. You're the only person who likes VAR, aren't you? So it brushes straight past there, and it's a...
I didn't have a bet in the race either, Joe. I just thought the best horse didn't win.
Oh.
Did you see the race in Hong Kong last week? I know we're digressing, but Romantic Warriors race. I mean, I'm surprised. He should have lost the race. According to their rules, he cost a Japanese runner who finished third. He probably would have been second. That was a professional foul. I'm surprised they got away with that.
What do you get? 6-7 days, something like that. But A, it's J-Mac who's riding, and B, it's Romantic Warrior. So it's not going to happen. But then, what's your man in Ireland? Only got 21 days for essentially putting 2 people through a rail.
Yeah, that was something else.
That really was something else.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Pina Sonata in that. I thought that was impressive at Kempton. I know she's back on turf, but it is hard without the draw in here. But anything else on Saturday then, outside of what we've discussed?
I'll just go very last race on the Saturday. Look out for Roman Dragon of Michael Owens and Hugo Palmer. There's no prices I could find this morning whatsoever. The very last race. They're not just there to get a bit of hospitality, even though they love it. Quite eye-catching last time as well.
Yeah, dropping back in trip, 7 wouldn't have suited at Chester. Away from his beloved Chester, of course. No horse has won more races there, have they, Martin? The Roman Dragon?
Yeah, they ran him as over 7. They knew he wouldn't get 7, but there was no other race at Chester for him. But he's a little bit high in the handicap mark now. Bit of a high handicap, is he 100 or something now? But I think I'm not sure if he's run at Epsom before. But he's in great form, isn't he? Absolutely flying. So yeah, I wouldn't disagree with him on that. I tell you what I like on Saturday, the 440, the Leicester Piggott handicap. Leicester Piggott, what a man! 9 Derbies he won. I like Charlie Johnson's runner here. I fancy a few of us at Epsom. Folk Pageant. This filly, she's 3 from 5, and she's won her last 2. She won at Newmarket, and I was there when she won at Chester last week, and I just find that Chester form really transfers well to Epsom, and she's got a £6 rise to a mark of 80, getting into this race off a nice weight. And I think she's just really progressive. And I love Charlie Johnson's horses in these handicaps at Epsom because the jockeys have got free rein. They can make the run and sit handy. They're not tied down. They can do anything. And I think this filly could be really progressive. She's by Massar, a Derby winner. And the Dam was a Group 1 winner over 1.25 miles on soft ground. I quite like this field. I think she's a really progressive type, and I think she's around 6-7 to 1.
Okay, cool. Love all these and the
Well,
other races.
you're right. There's going to be some party in Midland, isn't there?
Yeah, the northern bus will be happy.
Hey, Stephen, you were going to give us one as well?
Yeah, I thought in the old John O'Gorn, didn't Lake Forest look like, actually look like the real deal last time? And I think he'd take care of these. Whether or not I'd be backing the horse at 7 or 4 is a different kettle of fish, and you want to wait for the draw. But if I could get any 2 to 1, I'd be fairly happy with that.
Yeah,
and yes, I am that stingy not to back a horse at 7 or 4 and back it at 2 to 1.
They went like the clappers, didn't they? Haydock said it right up for him.
Yeah, they did set it right up, but I think this will be all right as well. I just thought he sort of grew up, didn't he?
Yeah,
he looked really quite good that day.
He's a good horse, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very good.
Brilliant. I'll tell you what then, let's get your naps of the weekend. We've mentioned plenty of them. Are they in the big ones? Are they in the races? We'll go with you first, Martin.
Well, my nap is the big one, the Derby. Benvenuto Cellini, I think he wins all day. He's just too good. I'm not having it. He won't like the ground. And Ancient Egypt, good each way.
SD?
I'll go Persica because I think everything is right.
Yeah, I agree with that. Joel?
I go Persica as well. I think still big at 9 to 4, 2 to 1, whatever. I think it's proper nap material. Napo. What about yourself?
I'll like Persica, but I'll shun away. I'll go Ross Collin each way in the Lucky Lass because he absolutely loves soft ground. He loves Epsom. He ticks every single box, and he's well handicapped as well. Right, brilliant, boys. Enjoy the Betfred Derby Festival. Thanks for joining us. Joel's got his hand up. You can go to the toilet.
No, yeah, can I go to the toilet, sir? Please. No, quick one for you. So since Ray Cochrane and Martin Dwyer has won the Oaks Derby and Coronation Cup, 6 jockeys have done that since Ray Cochrane. Can you get the 6 jockeys?
Oh my.
Ryan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fallon?
Yes.
Joseph?
Frankie, yes.
Joseph?
No.
Did you say Martin's one as well?
Yeah, but he's not. I've not put him on the list.
All right, okay.
So how many's left?
3.
1, 2, 3. I mean, I'm talking. What? 3, yeah. I'm talking.
We said Fallon.
Said Fallon, yeah.
Fallon, yeah.
Johnny Murtaugh?
Johnny Murtaugh. I love Johnny
Yeah.
Murtaugh. The 2 more, both dead.
What?
Pat Edery.
Pat Edery, yeah. Pat Edery. Unbelievable. And the other one?
Walter Swinburne.
No. Anne Stokel. Leicester Piggott.
Oh, we had to get Anne Stokely in there, didn't you? You had to do it. Right. Enjoy it, boys. It's a great couple of days at racing. We'll see what the weather gods have got in store for us, but fingers crossed we make a bit of history and we have a superstar in our midst after the Betfred Derby.